Good morning, students and parents. Hope you're doing well. This is week 4, mathematics. We're going to look at area and perimeter and the two-step word problem for that. Those are two separate operations, so we call that a two-step word problem. Setting up the word problem is going to be exactly the same for all word problems in the 4th grade. There will be a 3-column T-chart. This video shows you how to do that. We're going to continue working on area and perimeters, this time in a word problem. Week 4. I want you just to follow along with me for this word problem, because we set up word problems in the same way each time we work on them. Solve the word problem by using a 3-column graphic organizer. So this is a 3-column graphic organizer. Remember, our columns go this way. We also call this a 3-column T-chart. This is kind of the name of the graphic organizer. There's all kinds of varieties of graphic organizers. A T-chart is one that kind of looks like a T. We have a T on either side. But this one has 3 columns to it. Include a column for what is known. So one of this column is going to be for what is known. Another one's going to be for a model. And another one's going to be for an equation. Sometimes I make my small cues like this. You can also make a small cue like that. Include what is known, okay, numbers, units, and operations. So what is known over here is what our word problem is going to tell us. And it's going to tell us some numbers. It's going to tell us what units to use. And it's going to tell us operations. Now this one has 2 operations, because we know define the area as one operation and the perimeter is another operation. The statement down here is going to answer the questions. Okay, and we can just look for the question marks. We have 2 question marks here. Now, when you take a question and turn it into a statement, it's no longer a question anymore. You're answering the question. So this first question, how many 1-foot square tiles do you need? I'm going to turn that into a statement. I need, and I don't know what the solution is yet, blank square tiles. The second question is, how much trim will you need as well? I need blank feet of trim. So I'm taking the words that are used in the question and I'm turning them into a statement, which is essentially a sentence. I'm going to start with the capital. It's going to be a complete sentence and end with a period. This is how we set up every single word problem. This is not going to change. This happened to be an area and perimeter word problem, but each word problem we're going to have a 3-column T-chart with equation, model, and what's known. And our known's we're going to look into our word problem and come up with our numbers, our units, and operations. So this is the first part of setting up a word problem. Go ahead and just follow along with me. Have your word problem in front of you, and if you need more time, just pause the video. The second part is reading the word problem and filling in what you can. Okay. A room measures 10 feet in length and 8 feet in width. Here's some new vocabulary. let's cover that down here. Length is the longest side. And width is going to be the shorter side, or the or the shortest side, or side. Sometimes there's more than one. Now, just from reading this, I know that we're figuring out area and perimeter word model, and I'm going to go ahead and make a model of that. Remember, a model is a abstract representation of 8 feet in length, 10 feet in length, and 8 feet in width. So this is going to be 10 feet, and I'm going to use my abbreviation, and this is going to be 8 feet. I don't really have a 10-foot and 8-foot room on my piece of paper. I'm representing my room as a rectangle. You're going to put in new floor tile this weekend. How many 1-foot square tiles will you need? Okay, so I know we're looking for squares, 1-foot squares. And we know that the squares are going to be in the inside of our room. And we showed you a 1-foot square floor tile in one of our previous videos. Here's a square, and it's 1 foot this way and 1 foot that way, and since it's a square, it's 1 foot there and 1 foot here as well. How many are going to be needed to fill in the floor of this bedroom? Now, just from memory, I know that the area, this is the equation for area. So as I'm reading my word problem, I'm filling in the parts that the information I'm getting from it. I've already gotten 2 numbers. I've gotten 10 feet and I've gotten 8 feet. Now they're going to ask me for some unknown numbers here. I'm just going to use that as a line. I don't know what that number is going to be just yet. That would be our solution over here. Units, what do you think the units might be? I gave you a copy of the units of length. This one happens to be feet. Okay. Operations, I already know one operation is multiplication. And that's about as far as I can get right now. I'm going to have to read a little bit more. Trim goes around the bottom of the walls. So trim follows the outline of the walls. The outline of the walls. That's also called what? Is it going to be called the area, or is it going to be called the perimeter? If you said perimeter, you're correct. Now, I know the operation for perimeter. Addition is the operation for perimeter. And I know I have 4 sides, and that I'm going to have to add all 4 sides together. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to be an equal sign to get the length of my perimeter. And I know that's going to be in feet. And this is going to be in squares, right? So there's a lot of information we can fill in here as we're reading our word problem. How much trim will you need as well? So we already put that in here as a statement. So these 2 statements answers this question and this question. Now we're ready to do some solutions. I'm going to start with the first problem. I need how many square tiles? So we know that we can, I always like to start with my smaller number here. You can be different. This is feet, right? 10 feet and 8 feet. How many square feet is that going to give me? That's going to give me 80 square feet. So since a tile is 1 foot, square, I'm going to need 80 square tiles to fill that room. So this is what I should buy, is 80 square tiles. Trim goes around the bottom of the wall. How much trim will you need as well? So I have, let's say if I start from this corner and I go up, I have this length, this length, this length, and this length. So I have 8. I'm not going to put the units in there because I'm kind of ran out of room. And I'm going to be more abstract. I already know that part. I'll include it at the end. Plus 10, plus 8, plus 10. Now I could do the 10s and the 10s and come up with 20. And I could do the 8s and the 8s and come up with 16. It's just easier for me to do it that way because I know my doubles. I could have done 18 plus 18, but this just seemed simpler at this time. And I come up with my 0 and my 6 is 6, and in my 10s I have my 2 and my 1, that's 3. I need 36 feet of trim. And that's my answer. This would be a complete answer to a word problem. I have my 3-column T-chart. Known, model, and equations are all complete now. I have my statements to answer my questions. And then we had a few vocabulary words down here. If I went a little too fast, pause the video and make sure your answer to the word problem looks exactly like this.